Now, originally I wanted to make a video discussing why I was done with Cyberpunk and didn't feel a need to replay the Nomad Streak It life paths. Being underwhelmed with the game overall, playing through the game on a base PS4 system which was really rough at the start, I don't want to get on here and yell and burn the game at the stake. It's not what I'm here to do. Instead, we can give suggestions to the problems that are on the table. The biggest one for me is the lack of things to do in Night City. It's crazy, the best looking city in any game to date, and there's nothing to do. You beat the game and clear the crime off the map and it's completely empty. It's unfortunate to see how bad things got during the release of this game. Shady review practices, mismanagement, a whole can of worms. Having an awful launch like that doesn't help anyone, especially for the developers that worked incredibly hard on the game, and it shows in some moments. With that being said, Cyberpunk has a lot of potential, and maybe with a few added features and changes to quality of life, this game can turn into the ambitious RPG CDPR set out to make from the beginning. So let's break down some of the features and additions I think would help breathe new life into the game. Let's get into it. Ever since the first gameplay demo, it was clear that style was going to play a big role in Cyberpunk. Dressing in all types of fashions and styles, the term fashion souls fits so well with the game, and with the amount of clothing options you get in the game, there should be a way for you to save an outfit you came up with and have that outfit interchangeable in the clothing set tab. You don't get that many clothing sets in the game to begin with, so it wouldn't be too bad to fill some of the slots in that menu. This also ties into layered armor, meaning you can keep the stats of the armor you have equipped with the most slots, but change the appearance of your character to whatever you feel like. Now, a few items in the game already do this, but these are exclusive to dresses and some shirts that will make the shirt you have underneath invisible, but it keeps those stats active. And when you equip clothing sets, you're unable to change the armor anyways. So it adds major improvement to quality of life to change outfits more quicker. The tech's already there, seems like it's good to go, so I don't see a problem with giving the player an option to go all in on that. It was unfortunate seeing how little to nothing you can do with the cars and bikes in this game, and it's shocking to say that this has to be added, but why isn't customization in the game? I could have sworn they were adding this in the trailers or talking about it in interviews, but it's just not there in the full release. I shouldn't have to go into full detail on it, it's pretty much basic as it is. Just give the player the option to change the colors, the rims, the interior, just the overall look of the car. I'm not asking for a whole body kit to be dropped on the car like, let's say, the Porsche, but just simple stuff like changing the outside color of the car would be amazing to have. And sticking with more things to do, having your own garage would be a great addition as well. Being able to call my car at any time at a push of a button is great and saves a lot of time, but it would be nice to have all the cars that I collected in one place that I can just have on display. If V can have an entire closet cut out to just store guns, I should be able to have a garage in the city just to store my cars. Let's start this off by saying just because you have a good relationship with Judy, River, or Pan Am, whoever it is, and have access to their apartment or camp to store items, doesn't mean that's your property that you bought on your own. Now, this might be added into Cyberpunk Online, we don't know what that is yet or what it will turn out like, but it could be a cool addition to have in the game. Unless you have to go to your original apartment, there's no real reason to do so, unless you have to drop off any equipment, any gear, or put up an iconic weapon on the wall. There's really no point to go back. And it sucks, it would have been nice to have a cool, different apartment you can buy across Night City that at least would have incentivized you to visit your apartment every once in a while. And maybe it's asking for too much to buy a club or bar to make little extra eddies on the side. You might as well, this game is about making money, right, the most ways you can, so having property that earns you eddies on the side would be a good addition as well. I mean, you get a cat in your apartment, but it just sits there and you can't really pet it or leave it some food, so it's kind of creepy. I know you can make stealth look cool with quick hacks and critical headshots, but only getting 2 options for takedowns when you grab someone? That's pretty low and leaves more to be desired. You get a special animation for the mantis blades when you backstab them, and it looks really cool, but the move rarely comes out for me anymore. The higher I got in levels, the less I saw that animation, and I was using the mantis blades a lot. Having a little bit more animations for the katana and mantis blades would have been sick to see, mixing that in with throwing knives for example. It would make stealth more dynamic and fun to play around with if something like, let's say, you can chain takedowns with Krasnikov. It would feel kind of like Doom, if I'm not wrong for saying that. Just walking up and pressing attack where simple slash works also, there's nothing wrong with that, it just turns into a mash fest until the enemy is dead. The dismemberment is cool and fighting with a katana can be pretty fun at times, but I know the devs are talented to show some flair with takedowns and finishers in the game, like they did in 2018. It's a shame you don't do much with BDs outside of certain missions. It makes it even more annoying when you get BDs but you can't watch them. It's a strange choice, but during the end of River's questline, you get an opportunity to play with the kids in a little VR world, but after that quest, the game never really expands on that idea at all. Having a way to do special VR challenges to gain more XP or perk points would have been great to see. Even watching BDs casually would add more things to do in Night City, which it desperately needs. You can do obstacle courses to increase athletics, shooting ranges to increase the level of your gun skill, having mini bosses you can fight whenever, only seeing Am Smasher like 4 times I think, and the final fight with him just comes and goes. It would be a nice way to fight him again, or Oda for example. There's so much more they can do with this if they expand on having BDs being more open for the player instead of it being regulated to just a plot device. Look, I like the game, but it's clear it needs a lot more content and interactivity than just the missions and side gigs. Making the best looking city in gaming and having absolutely nothing to do in it, it feels bittersweet. Most of these suggestions should have already been in the game, and I'm sure the devs are working hard as hell to give this city life. And who knows, maybe with the upcoming DLC and patches in January and February, it will be in the step in the right direction. But only time will tell what this game will grow into a year from now. I just hope if you like Cyberpunk, you can keep enjoying it and keep playing it, and more power to you. But that's all for the video today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.